So a little girl, you gotta put in time. Hear the clocks ticking, pictures on the line. No, the more superficial, you hear it in the air. Gotta meet expectations or go nowhere. Got all the time with no time to waste, make people proud. I'll be disgraced, running hard to make my voice heard, to make you care about what I wanna do. Work hard, play never, get your shit together. It's your time, your conquest, put your strength to the test. All night, all day to hear them scream your name. Tell your soul at the seams, but that's the price of a dream. Put in that work, 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 work. Put in that work, 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 work. Put in that work, 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 work. Put in that work, 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 work hard. Play never. I got big plans, but I can't seem to make them heard. Told to be quiet, pushed down in the dirt. I know they are super fickle, they don't see what I see. That's just you gotta take it, they don't own me. The hustle, the grind, set the key. Working so I thrive, give up the sleep. In secret, I try, but they don't see. I have to do this, it's part of me. Work hard, play never, get your shit together. It's your time, your conquest, put your strength to the test.
Hello, 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 everybody. Hi. Hi. Oh God. Oh God. Hello. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. Hi. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Twitch. How are you all doing today? I hope everyone's doing well today. Oh, hello, hello, hello. It feels like it has been like eons since I last live streamed, right? This time I can say that. This time I can confidently say that. Last time I was like, oh, it's been a while. It hadn't been. This time, oh yeah, it has, right? Hello, hello, hello. FTI, thank you so much for the super chat over on YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hold on, let me get up in here and we can chat. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm like drinking tea while this is happening. Hello, 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 hello. Hold on. I felt like it was appropriate. I felt like it was appropriate to hello, hello, to hang out in the car today, cause you know, car screaming, best screaming, right? And I mean, I always test out my album. My album. I only have one of them. I don't know why I'm saying my albums. I always test out my music in the car. In the car. So I felt like this is appropriate to sit in the car and talk at your faces. I hope you're all right with that. Okay. Oh dear. Hello. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. I am doing well. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Ghosties, I hope we've been well. I hope you've all been well. It's been a hot minute, right? Oh man, I've got a lot going on, but I'm going to explain myself. Quick, follow that taxi. Taxi? Taxi where? Oh my God. 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 Anyway, hello. A lot has happened since the last time I saw you. So Twitch offline. Is Twitch offline? I think Twitch is online. It looks online to me. Maybe it went offline. I don't know. It looks online to me. I hope it is. Jesus Christ. That would be the worst thing ever if one of these platforms was to fail me now. Not that they haven't before, but they've got time to let me down. Okay, Twitch is online. Thank God. Okay, right. I'm going to shrink myself a little bit. I'm going to make myself a little... Am I moving in the seat? Yeah, I am. I don't want to cover your faces, though. So here we go. All right. There. Oh, wow. This is like musical chairs in the car. You mean this isn't an action movie? No, we're not engaged in a high-speed chase right now. We're not. We could still be. I don't know. I don't know how many traffic accidents we're going to cause today. Hopefully none. But, I mean, I have form. So if there was to be a traffic accident, it would be today. Right. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. What is going on? Okay, we're good. Change the songs. You might have noticed I'm playing music in the background. It is mine, and I'm really excited about it. So, yeah, for those of you who don't know, hi, I'm Norma, and I put an album out this week. casually, just, casually put an album out this week. I'm very proud of it. Very, very pleased with myself. I see album, I clicks. Thank you. It's so good. Thank you. Thank you. Love the new music. My favorite is Nightmare. Well, you're going to hear it again. It's going to be playing very delicately in the background. Hopefully not overwhelming me, but we'll see about that. Oh man, thank you so much. Anyway, yeah, the album is out now and I'm really excited. Thank you for the highlight my message, the Sister. I enjoy watching your streams. I'm excited because I'm going to have a VTuber avatar soon too. That is so cool. That is so cool. Does this mean that YouTube won't copyright your own music on stream? You're damn right. All right. I'll tell you a little bit about the copyright system actually, because it's really interesting how the copyright system works, especially on YouTube. As one does, exactly. As one casually releases an album, like it's hard, right? What? No blood, sweat into it. No, there was a lot of crying went into this album. Oh dear. So basically, okay, when you upload music, you have to upload it via a distributor. It's a little bit complicated, I'm not gonna lie. So we all have to have a distributor who basically distributes the content from you and to all the different platforms and things like that. So the one that I particularly use is I use one called DistroKid. It's very common. It's a very commonly used distributor. Hold on, I can get this. Hold on. Distributor. Thank you. Right. Okay, so the very common distributor. Oh God, we tried. We really tried. So when you use DistroKid, they have like a little option at the bottom that says, do you want your music to go on the YouTube copyright system? So how that works is every time YouTube finds your music, it will give you money for someone playing it by copywriting the video. Now at first I thought, oh, that's really nice. People can I can get money for people streaming my music. Cool. So I did that with my first ever single, Dark Desires, and then I played it on my stream, and then I got copyrighted on my own fucking stream. So after that I was like, no, never mind. I'm never doing that again. So all of my music is completely copyright free. You won't get copyright struck if you play my music. So I would appreciate if people played my music on their streams or like in a public place that they, told people who they were listening to. But besides that, no one's gonna get copyright struck. So you can in fact stream while playing my music. There you go. So that's kind of how that works. It just really bugged me. It really fucking annoyed me. Look, I know I'm getting paid for those views, but I'm like, damn. I just wanted to release a music video, damn it. I just wanted to live stream and play Dark Desires, damn it. So it's also why you won't hear me listening to Dark Desires on stream. Because of that little snafu. And this is the thing, right? I don't want to get my channel copyright struck. Because if I get my channel copyright struck too many times, they might take me down. So even if it's my own music, I can explain hey, I made this, it's fine. But I don't know if YouTube will believe me. They'll probably look at me and go, how did this ADHD chick from New Zealand make that? I don't think so. Oh, hey, Angel. Hello. Hey, Norma, is that okay to put the Ghostlight remix out since the album's out now? Yes. I mean, yeah, anyone remixing my music is allowed to post remixes as long as you credit myself and my amazing producer Broken Screen. Yes. If you did remix stuff, then yes. Sorry, I love you, Norma. Congrats on that. Oh, thank you, Angel. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Man, it's been a long time for this album. Do you know what's really funny, right? So last year, in about November, December, I was like, fuck it, we're gonna make a lore album, because I don't know if you know this, Ghosties, but this is a little bit, I might just. Yeah, if you want to cover it, if you want to remix it, I am okay with that. And I actually really appreciate that. So thank you. Thank you. It's been done for like a month. Oh my god. Well, yeah, I really appreciate that. But yeah, please make sure to credit myself and especially Broken Screen, who produced every single song on this album. Broken Screen is actually amazing, and she deserves so much credit for this. Literally, we would not have an album without Broken Screen. So yeah. So I was going to explain to you a little bit about how the album came about, if that's okay. And by the way, if you have any questions about anything to do with the album or the lore, I'm happy to answer them. Just throw them in the chat here on YouTube or on Twitch. Okay, so I wanted to make a lore album for a really long time. The idea actually came to me back in 2022. And for people, I mean, a lot of people know what happened to me in 2022. So if you know, you know. If you don't, you're just gonna have to be like, what happened in 2022? Well, a lot. So in early 2023, I was doing this thing. And during this thing, I was like, hey, we should make a lore album for this thing. And it was like, yeah, maybe we'll do a lore album for this particular thing that I was doing. This is gonna sound so weird for anyone who's like confused right now. They're like, what the fuck is this? The blondening, the sun goddessing of 2023, the grand Lama Shikamiing of 2023. Anyway, so listen, I was a corporate VTuber in 2023. I was like, let's make a lore album. The lore album was supposed to happen. It didn't happen. I had surgery instead, and the surgery nearly took my voice away. So we know about that part. Had my thyroid surgery. My voice went fucky-wucky for a while. So we all went, yeah, that album's not gonna happen. So I got really sad after that. I was like, damn, I really want to do that fucking album. But I gotta practice my singing. I gotta like get my voice back. And so anyway, the thing, yes, the thing. So that wasn't gonna happen. So my lore album effectively got scrapped before it even begun. And the irony was I'd already started writing music for it. I already had written like 4 or 5 songs as potential like lore album songs, which was awful because I got myself hyped for nothing, as per usual. I love hyping myself up for nothing. That tends to happen around here a lot. So anyway, so that happened. And I was really upset about it, to be honest. And then obviously, the situation I was in at that time, I left for a myriad of reasons that I can't go into. So when you leave a thing, and then I was like, man, what am I gonna do now that I've left this thing? I could do anything. I'm an indie again. I'm no longer corpo. What should I do with myself? And I was like, fuck it, we're gonna do that lore album. So in November last year, I hit up Broken Screen, who obviously produced the album, and I sent her a Google document with like a ton of shit on it. Literally, I'm like, hey, do you want to read this Google document I have prepared and see if you like the idea of this thing that I want to do? So the idea was, from the get-go, we were going to do 7 to 8 songs about the lore of me. And I had written demos for some of them. Some of the demos were like literally just like, this is an idea. Some of the demos were literally like nearly full songs. I sent all that over, and then Broken Screen was like, fuck yeah, we're doing an album. So I was like, sweet, okay, cool. At that point, I was like, wow, we are actually doing an album. I'm gonna need some art. So I hit up an artist on VGen, Vamp Bite, who ended up doing the album for the art for the entire album. And yeah, the rest is history. We spent the last 6 months working really hard on the album behind the scenes, and man, it takes a long time to do it. How's your day? My day's going well. I hope yours is doing well too. What's good? Yeah, we're just discussing my lore album that came out, oh my god, on Thursday last week. I dropped a lore album casually. It's 35 minutes. If you like long videos, you'll love it. Oh dear. So we're just chatting about how that came about, and I'm really proud of it, to be honest. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I honestly don't think I could have asked for anything better, really. Yeah. So yeah, it's so exciting. I was gonna sing some of it today, but we're gonna see how my voice goes. Because my voice has been so shit lately. I've been doing all my speech therapy and practicing all my little bits and bobs I'm supposed to be doing to get my voice back proper. But, man, it's difficult being in the old speech therapy. Oh, dear. So, yeah, so that's that. I'm also really excited because not next week, this week, actually in 4 days, holy shit, it's 4 days away. In 4 days, I'm going to Australia for 2 weeks. So I really wanted to get the album out before that happened, so everybody could enjoy and experience it, because I didn't want to like wait until I got back from Australia on my little bit of a hiatus. So yeah. But anyway, also I want to say a huge thank you to the ghosties who commented on the album over on YouTube. I've been reading all the comments, and it's so lovely to see what people think about it. I was actually going to do a comment reading today, but I don't want to make anyone feel embarrassed. Oh, dear. I was like, I could do like a live comment reading where I read all the comments and read out my favorite ones. But I don't want to embarrass anyone. I don't want to like name and shame people. I'm so conscious about how people feel. I'm like, I don't want to make anyone feel bad. Oh God. Glad you with the album turned out after all the work. Yes, yeah. What I think is interesting too, right, is when you start a big project like this, right, it all comes from like an idea. The Snake Kitty Mouse is like, uh-oh, I just commented today. Yes, you did. I was like, man, I could like totally do like a because I've had a couple of really good ones actually. I've had some on Twitter, I've had some on YouTube, and it's really, really, really nice. Also, I'm gonna ask Snake, can we post the link, please, to the album in both of the chats, please? For the people over on Twitch especially, because my Twitch people, I'm not sure if you know what goes on the YouTubes. I know they're like a world apart, the YouTubes and the Twitches. They're very different websites. So, do you know what I wish Twitch had actually? You know the community tab on YouTube? Twitch, I wish we had that. Could you imagine? I could like post about all this shit on Twitch, and then the Twitch people would know what was going on. I feel bad. I feel real bad. Unless you follow me on Twitter, half the time I'm sure you're like, what the fuck is she doing? Not much. Not much at all. We be doomed? No, you're not doomed. Yet. There's still time to be doomed. Oh, Australia's my dream country, mainly because I'm a huge reptile lover. Oh, really? Oh, no. See, I hate snakes and spiders, so I'm terrified. My wife is Australian, but we're going over there to see some family, so yeah, I'm like, oh, God. I hate going to Australia. It's like, it's always too hot and humid, and I die from the heat. So, yeah. Thank you for posting that. I really, really appreciate it. But yeah, no, so it was such a big oh, hold on. There's only one song on the album that I like to skip, and it's this particular one. We're gonna oh dear. Or if they're on Discord. Yeah, I mean, look, the Discord is still a lovely little small place, which I appreciate. I actually like little small Discords. I don't know about you. I always find it really uncomfy when I join a Discord server and it's like massive. I used to run a pretty massive Discord server before we nuked that out of existence. So like, Thanos snapped that out the way. But like, I don't know, I find big Discords to be kind of, I like small little teeny tiny ones. You know, it's all comfy and cozy. But yeah, if you want to follow the Discord though, we do have links, I think, if you go !Discord in both YouTube or Twitch, it should work. Don't quote me on that though, I don't know, half the time my shit breaks. I don't set anything up properly. I never set anything up properly, so if it broke, I would not be surprised. Angel's like, does it work? I'm like, oh God, I hope so. Probably not though. Does anybody ever... So I got bad news for you. Oh yeah, I broke it. I broke the thing. I know. It is broken. Thank you. Thank you for confirming my worst nightmares that I am bad at technology, but it's, oh God. I'm just bad at tech. I'm so bad at tech. I'm so old and bad at tech. It's fine. Oh my God. Yay. We need the music corner chat to be more active. It's true. It's true. We do. You're right. I love the music chat channel though. Because sometimes people post stuff in there that I've never heard of before, and it's very exciting. All right, we'll try and find a Discord link somewhere. We'll try and find a Discord link somewhere for anyone who wants to join. Oh, I love the new album, especially Nightmare. Thank you. Yeah, okay, I was gonna say, Ghosties, for people who've listened to the album, please tell me what your favorite song is and why. I'm curious. I'm curious why. It's very important. I like to know these things. Let's quote market research. Yeah, I'm researching the ghosties. I'm like making little profiles for all the ghosties. Like, yes, they like that one. All right, nice. Oh, thank you, Angel. Angel, you're so lovely. Posting a Discord link in the chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh boy, good old YouTube copyright. Wait, what? YouTube copyright about what? Oh no, what did YouTube copyright now? Is something happening? Uh-oh. I'm always battling the YouTube copyright system, but it's fine. It's fine. I really hope nothing bad happened. Oh dear. Oh, I think I know what's happening now. Hold on. I think I know what's happening now. I think the YouTube chat is just massively behind. I found on your YouTube links, but that's literally it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I was gonna say, yeah, I think the YouTube chat might be a little delayed, but that's okay. The past sickest ending I've ever heard. Really? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, what I might do is, if you don't mind, Ghosties, I'm sure you don't mind. But if you don't mind, I might go through the album and talk about a little bit about some of the songs, and especially like the lore stuff, because I know for a few months now people have been like, Norma, what is the lore, damn it? How are you a ghost hunter / paranormal investigative VTuber who hates ghosts? What's wrong with you? Why are you scared of ghosts, Norma? So I think finally the lore has been revealed. It's okay. I was just like reading the chat like, wait, hold on, am I missing something? There's like gaps in time. We're time warping through the chat right now. Speak to me, overall vibe and production, especially the second verse drop. Yeah. All right, so let's go through it. We were gonna react to the video, and we still might at some point. I still might drop a reaction video to the album, but we'll just go through it track by track. So we start off with the beginning of the album, which has this song, The Beginning, in it, which I'm going to play now. If the music gets too loud, by the way, please let me know, because I have a very bad ability to tell if things are too loud. Maybe I'm going deaf. I don't know. Maybe I'm going deaf. Maybe I'm going insane. I don't know. So The Beginning is a really cool song. This is actually one of the last songs we made for the album, and this one is I've credited Broken Screen on this because, let's be honest, Broken Screen made this, and I really wanted to make sure that people know that Broken Screen made this, and there are pepperings of my vocals in it, but besides that, there's no lyrics. This is just an instrumental track. I love it so much. It's one of my favorite songs on the album. I think it makes a really good introduction to my live streams, and I just think it's very, very cool. I love the build in it. So originally when I made the album, I had this grand idea that I really wanted, okay, I don't know if people know, what are those things called before a musical starts? Like the interlude? The prelude? The interlude? What do you call those things? Does anyone know? Oh God, I can't word very good. I can never word very good. Oh God. Yeah, so it's like one of those things when, you know, prelude. Call it an intro. Yeah, you know that. The introduction to the entire musical. Yeah. So I'm a big musical theater fan. And I love it when you sit down in the theater and they're about to play the score for the show and they do like the whole like prelude to the entire thing. It's really nice, and it sets the tone for what you're about to listen to. So as a musical theater nerd, I was like, no, we have to have one of those. So in the beginning, it fit really well for the oh no, Snake, I'm sorry you're having internet issues. Oh no. So the whole thing starts, and it lets you kind of experience a little bit of like the, almost starts like a at the end of the story, but this is like her looking back on the story. It's very cool. So it was a really nice way to just start everything and kind of set everything off and like give a little bit of like context to what's happening. Plus it gives you a bit of a warm-up before we get into Work, which is the song that's playing now. Yeah, so the whole lore concept is, I mean, the story of my lore album is extremely personal and quite real. I thought it was interesting when I was coming up with a concept for the lore, because, you know, as VTubers, a lot of the time we come up with some fantastical lore because, you know, like a lot of VTubers are like animal critters or like a demon, like a god, a celestial being, like some sort of grandiose kind of like huge persona with a deep dark backstory. I wanted my backstory and my lore to be based in kind of reality, which I know sometimes makes it less exciting than other people, but I don't know, I just thought I've got a story to tell and I'd like to tell it through the music and through the lore. So a lot of what's on the album is very real, which is both a blessing and a curse. So Work is a really interesting song because I'm obsessed with hyperpop and like dance music. I love dance music. My voice has never sounded good on dance music or pop music, so I really wanted to force myself into that genre and make some sort of hyperpop song about my feelings of like expectation, right? I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but I'm the eldest of 4 children. So I have 3 younger brothers, and I've always been the oldest and the one who has to hold shit down. Like my entire life growing up, I have 2 younger brothers who are, I've got like a 10-year age gap between me and my second youngest, and 12 years between me and the youngest child. So my other brother, who is closer in age to me, Frankie, he has autism. Yeah. I was wondering how much this lore is VTube and IRL. It's pretty much all IRL, to be honest. Yeah, pretty much. Most of this is real. So obviously we peppered a few like fantastical things in there, but most of this is legit. So Work, I wrote it about as somebody who's always been like the oldest. As my mum used to tell my brothers, Norma's like your mum. Your second mum. People wonder why I don't want kids. I'm like, man, I've been raising brothers since I was born. But like, there's a lot of expectations sometimes that comes with being the oldest, you know? I was the first person in my family to go to university. I was the first person in my family to do a lot of stuff because there was a lot of like pressure put on me to do that. And it's not to say that I didn't want the degree that I have and that I didn't want the experiences that I have, but there's a lot of pressure in that. So Work is really about like, yeah, it is. It's a ton of pressure, especially when you don't just have the responsibility of like being a role model for them, but like also taking care of them. It was a lot. So Work is about my feelings around that. And also the expectation of like, yeah, just there's been a lot of expectations. The mommy accusations will never stop now. I can't help being the mom friend, okay? I can't help being the mom friend, okay? It's like baked into me. Not only did I used to teach preschool, but I am just that person, okay? All right? Yeah. First in your family to become a singer and a VTuber. Yeah, it's true. But like, so when I was in the company that I used to be in, because I was a corporate VTuber, there was like a ton of responsibility and pressure in that. And I just felt like I was just constantly working myself to death. So Work is kind of a little bit about that to a pop beat. It's kind of depressing, actually. It is. It's really deep. Despite being on the outside sounding very poppy and jovial. It's a lot about my feelings of like the expectation. And in the lore itself, it's actually about Norma / me feeling like there's a lot of things that people want you to be, but like you have to work really hard to like meet that expectation. Yeah, so that's that. Just a casual dance song. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. It's also I also wanted to hold on, I'm just gonna pause this real quick. I'm just gonna pause the music real quick before we get into Nightmare. I also wanted to say, was the goal in Corpo that they provide support? Next question. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't shit on anyone. I'm sorry. I plead the fifth on that one. Oof. I love songs with tonal, lyrical dissonance. Me too. I love that. I love a depressing dance song. But also I was going to say, like, there's a lot of, like, if it isn't hyperpop, we're getting down some crazy tunes with depressing lyrics. Yeah, well, actually, so I love, oh my God, I'm going to have to, hold on, bear with. Sorry, I'm practicing my soft cough. Actually, this is why I love, so one of my favorite artists, oh no, hold on, oh God, the throat demons, they found me! Okay, fixed it now, I think, hold on. Gotta scull this tea down, try and keep the throat demons at bay. Oh man, those throat demons. They still attack sometimes and I don't like them. I've told them to fuck off. They don't listen to me. No one listens to me. I will not bear with, I will wolf with. That's fine. One of my favorite artists is Charlie XCX, who just released an album called Brat. Brat is probably one of the best albums of all time, and you can quote me on that. One of my favorite songs on the album is called Sympathy is a Knife. I will not read the lyrics out because one of them would probably get me banned on both YouTube and Twitch simultaneously. And I will not be singing that song at karaoke anytime because the lyrics are hardcore. Like, it's a really upbeat pop song, but it's like it goes so hard in terms of like danceability. But man, it's deep. Sympathy is a Knife, favorite song of all time at the moment. It's so good. And that's kind of the vibe that I wanted with work. I wanted like that, like I wanted it to be very real, but I wanted it to be like you hear it in the club and you just can't help but dance. But the lyrics is just, it's a real feeling that I had a lot of the time. And expectation is a lot. Expectation is a lot sometimes. So I wanted to play with that a little bit and be like, hey, that's also why when you look at the video section for work, it's really a lot of those images are not real, by the way. Your bright is all I've listened to this far. Yeah, me too. I love it. So the video for work is not real in a sense of like those images of like my brothers like telling me they're disappointed. It's not something that ever happens to me. My brothers are very supportive of me and very lovely and delightful, but it's like in my mind, this is like what I feel when people's expectations start to weigh down on you. You know, it's like, even though people are not telling you to your face, you have to do this, you have to be this, I need you to be that for us. It's the expectation of like, this is what we're saying in the conversation of like our expectations around like you existing. So yeah, that's kind of what that was all about. Yeah, the feeling you can't meet expectations even when they're, yeah, exactly. And that's like in your brain when you're lying at night going, everyone is disappointed in me. That's the vibe, and that's what the visuals were representing. My favorite picture actually from the work video is the one of, if you see me, it's like the picture of me and I'm very small, and you see over top of me there's this big shadow. That shadow is actually the shadow of my mum, you know, because like she had a lot of expectations. So for people who don't know, and I'm sure my mum would be okay, Norma would probably be okay with me saying this. So Norma didn't go to university. She is a genius. She has a genius level IQ, and she got into Mensa. And I know Mensa doesn't mean shit anymore, but for her, she was like in the top 2% of Scotland for English when she was at school. She went to school in Shetland. And she was really proud of her. So she nearly got into, I think she interviewed for either Oxford or Cambridge in the UK, two very prestigious universities, but didn't get in because she's not from a posh private school. Because if you don't know anything about the university system in the UK, it does matter if you go to a posh private school. So for her, when she had kids, she basically, especially with me being the only girl, she was like, Norma, you have to go to university, because she didn't finish her degree. She went to university, she started her degree, she didn't finish it because she had kids, you know? So she always wanted us to have more than she had. And that really manifested in, Norma, you got to go to uni. I don't care what for, but you have to go. And at high school, I had a really hard time. I have ADHD that was undiagnosed at high school, so I failed a lot. I did really well in the first half of my high school career. I got top in my class for lots of stuff. And then all of a sudden, one day, I just couldn't brain anymore. And I started failing. Like, I was doing chemistry and biology, and I failed both. I failed French a lot. I failed maths. Like, I started just failing a lot. But the one thing I kept doing well in was video editing. I did a video editing class. I was like top in my video editing class. I also did a lot of musicals, and I did a lot of singing in my last year of high school. So while I was excelling in my musical stuff and in my like video editing and my creative endeavors, I was failing at everything else. So it was like really like, oh shit, if I don't pass, I can't go to uni. If I can't go to uni, everyone's going to be extremely disappointed. So yeah, it was a really hard time for me, especially when you have undiagnosed ADHD. It really makes it hard because all the teachers looked at me thinking like, man, Norma's just not stupid. They didn't look at me like I was stupid. Norma's distracted is what they used to say. I remember reading all my reports, and Norma was like, what the fuck do they mean you're easily distracted and distracting others? And I was like, yeah, this is kind of how I am. Should have known, but, you know, like, relatable. Yeah, like, that's just kind of how it manifested. So it really made everything worse, and I think it just kind of spiraled from there. But also, not only when you have, like, you know, I had two small people looking up to me, because at this point my brothers were children, literal children when I was in high school. So it was like, man, I got these two young guys looking up to me. Frankie didn't do well at high school either, but because, you know, he was like, you know, he'd been diagnosed as autistic when he was very young. So because of that, he kind of had a free pass. I did not have a free pass because, you know, that was just kind of how it was. But yeah, so that's what that song's about. It's all about that. This got real deep. I told you this album is extremely real. Like, yeah, not applying yourself. And it's funny because I feel like sometimes a lot of people from the outside can look at you and go, you don't do anything. Like, even now, right, I have family who come and stay with me sometimes, not close family, but like, you know, extended family who come stay with us sometimes, who look at what I do for a living and go, Norma doesn't do anything. She's just lazy. And that's not true. Behind the scenes, I do a lot of stuff. It's just a lot of the stuff that I do every single day can't be done when people are breathing down my neck. So it's really hard for me to explain my career to people sometimes. And I really wanted to put those feelings into that. So in terms of the lore, it's all about, obviously, becoming a paranormal investigator. But paranormal investigation can be applied to life sometimes too. Right, let's go on. But yeah, all right, what's next? So next is Nightmare. I love Nightmare. Nightmare was actually one of... So, by the way, Work was the second song we wrote for the album. The first song we wrote for the album was Barry, but Work was next. And I think Work was definitely... It really kind of solidified how I wanted my vocals to sound. And I like that. Some people look down on animation. So yeah, VTubing and content creation... I think also because I've made a lot of, obviously, you know, I support Secret in her prawn career. So a lot of people sometimes will ask me in Secret, how can you stand what Secret does for a living? And I say, I ain't ashamed. I'm down with what she wants to do, you know? But some people still aren't accepting of that. So there's a lot of that in Work too. You know, because I ask Secret sometimes. I'm like, hey, Secret, do you want to put something in this? And she's like, yep, let's do that. Being twins, it's very easy to do that. All right. Secret, does that? Yeah. Did you not know? Is that a secret? So Nightmare. Okay. I was pretty sure I was autistic but refused to test me. Oh, honestly, getting diagnosed with ADHD was the best thing I could have ever done. Yeah. So Nightmare is another song that is kind of real for me. So I love Halloween. Halloween is my favorite time of year, and I always have wanted to write a Halloween song because there's not many of them out there. And one of my favorites of all time is actually Halloween by Aqua. It's my favorite Halloween song of all time. I covered it, well, Secret covered it a few years ago. I'll see if I can remix the cover and put it out again at some point. Because I really loved it, but it didn't do very well on YouTube for Secret, and Secret was really upset about that. So maybe we'll do it again. It's like, yeah, one, and I love like, another song I love is, there's a song called For Blood that I still have on my cover list. It gives me Halloween-y vibes. I love shit like that. So I wanted to, I wanted to write a Halloween song, specifically so I could have a Halloween song. Wait, yes, that's on my list too. Oh my God, let's go do For Blood. Yes, absolutely. If you want to duet it, let me know. I have a backing track for it. I have a really cool rock backing track for it. It's so cool. It's on my list. It's like literally waiting on my list to do. So Nightmare, I started writing because I am genuinely, no joke, very scared of ghost stuff. So I grew up in a family of psychic mediums. My mum actually used to run a spiritual expo. And what a spiritual expo is, if you've never been to one, is basically imagine a bunch of psychics, mediums, witches, Wiccans, druids, Scientologists were at them before. I had a run-in with a Scientologist once. We can explain that at some other time. But so I grew up around all of this stuff, but it used to scare the shit out of me. Absolutely terrifying. So I grew up in a house. When we first moved to New Zealand, we bought a house that was 100 years old. It was like kind of not a historical house, but it was just a very old house here in New Zealand, 100-year-old house. And apparently it was haunted. Now my mom is a medium, so she could talk to the ghosts and kind of clear the ghosts. But unfortunately, sometimes it meant that at nighttime, the house was extremely scary. The lyric in the song is, never been the type to fall asleep on my own. It's true. I literally slept with the lights on, no joke, until I was 25. I'm 30 now, but for most of my life, I used to sleep with the full light on. I had this big light, this big like street light looking thing. Because my mum used to own a restaurant that was like a 50s diner at one point. Again, she has ADHD. She's done many jobs. So I used to sleep with this big light on every single night. And I would also like pull the cover over my head and be like, no one can get me in here. It's fine. It was so scary. Yeah, it was really terrifying. I used to be very scared of the dark. I still am pretty scared of the dark. I don't like walking around dark. I don't like nighttime very much. Walking around dark houses is not my thing. I spook myself very easily. We've got a lot of windows in our new house. And so sometimes at nighttime, if I'm like watching TV until 4 a.m., I'll like look at the window and like freak myself out and like run away. I'm easily spooked. Yeah, I need a nightlight. I do. Luckily, I have my wife now who protects me from the spooky spooks. But yeah, it's so weird not seeing the retro model. I know, right? What's the scariest thing that happened? Oh, God. Okay, so I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. I'll tell you one new one, and then I'll tell you an old one. Okay, how about that? So, legitimately, one time I was sleeping. So this is an old house that we had. So my wife and I, before we bought our house here, a lovely new house, which has no ghosts in it, by the way, I've asked. Even though we have the death diamond in here. I thought turning Barry into a diamond was going to haunt my house. It turns out, no one's heard from him for a long time. The vocoder part is so good. Yeah, that was a freestyle. I just did that on a whim. That last part, the Daylight's Calling part at the end of Nightmare, is a freestyle. I did one single take. I did not write the lyrics down. I just sang some lyrics. I sent them to Broken Screen and she did that. And I was like, that's done. That ending, it's done. It's finished. Single take. One take wonder. I love that. So, okay. We were living at this house. And it wasn't an old house or anything like that, but we were just living in this rental house before the pandemic happened. And, so we had a big mirror in our bedroom. And this mirror is like one of those mirrors that opens up and it has like a jewelry case inside of it. So it was just in our bedroom and we were trying to make our bedroom really femme because this was Celia's first time living by herself. So I wanted to make the room really nice for her. You know, I wanted to make it like the bedroom she never had as a child, all pink and pretty and lovely. So we had this beautiful, we still have it actually, this beautiful jewelry cabinet because she was getting really into jewelry at the time. So we had this whole thing and it was in the bedroom. And I remember one night, it was so creepy. One night, got into bed and I look at the mirror and out of the corner of my eye, I see this dark shadow inside the mirror. Like, just the shadow of a person inside the mirror, like, looking at me. And I freaked out. And I was like, Now, of course, one time I was like, nah, okay, that's just one time. It's probably nothing. I'm probably seeing things. The worst part was later on, I think it was like a day later. This went on for like 3 or 4 days. I looked into the hallway and it peered around the corner of the door. And I was like, fuck no, I need to talk to my mum about this. So I talked to my mum about it and it turns out she said that she saw it too. For 3 days in a row, she had the same thing happen to her. A shadowy figure in her doorwell, peering over her, watching her sleep. 3 days in a row, the same thing that I had. And I was like, no, what the fuck is that? So anyway, turns out it wasn't malicious, so don't worry. I wasn't malicious at all. Turns out it was my great granddad on my nan's side because he was a business owner. And apparently at the time I was, obviously this is before the pandemic, before I had like committed to doing content creation full time. And he was just there to say, good job, go full time with the content creation. And I was like, and he couldn't have said that any other fucking way. And he couldn't have done that any other way that wasn't so fucking scary. All right, thanks, dude. So anyway, yeah, that was that. So that was fucking creepy. And the reason why he did it to Norma too was at the time Norma was trying to figure out what she was doing career-wise as well. So apparently he was just trying to give us business advice. And I was like, really? And he couldn't have done it any other way. Couldn't have done it any other way. Nice. Love that for me. Love that for me. At least he's supportive, I know. Could he have been less creepy about it? Probably. He could have just told my mum, hey, just pass this on to Norma. No, he decided to come and tell me himself. I did not like it. It was very scary. So, okay, the other one, I've talked about this a lot. It's actually in the song. The lyric at the beginning of the song goes, listen to the chime ringing at the door, even when you try and stop it, there is always more. The reason why I wrote that was because of, hold on, throat demons. I know I shouldn't, like, clear the throat demons out because I've been told by my speech therapist not to, but sometimes you just gotta do it. Okay, so we were living in this house that had a doorbell. The doorbell was built into the wall of the house, so it's like built into the front door, so you couldn't remove it. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the best content creator of them all? That's so cute. So we had this doorbell. It was embedded to the house, so it's not like we could remove it, but it didn't work, and it had never worked. So if you press the doorbell, nothing would happen. And then one day it started singing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star all through the house, because it had like speakers like inbuilt into, like, it was an upstairs downstairs kind of situation. So you walked into the front room, and there was, imagine like like a cobblestoney tile foyer with a great sweeping staircase going like up to the top, and then you walk through and there's like the rest of the house. And we all heard it, and we were like, what the fuck was that? And then next minute, the next day it did the same thing. It did It's a Small World one time. It did just a regular ding dong. It did a few different songs. So we called the previous owners of the house and we're like, hey, did this have it? When the bell worked, did it do any of these songs? And they're like, no, it just goes ding dong. And we're like, well, fuck that. So again, Norma has to like search around for who the fuck is ringing the doorbell. Turns out it's my great nan. My great nan apparently loves to ring doorbells. She's also done light switches before in my mum's current house, which is a brand new build, so it's not haunted at all. She said that lights sometimes go out and flicker and do all kinds of stuff, and sometimes it's just her. And she's like, please stop. So yeah, it's pretty spoopy. Sometimes there's a lot of like weird stuff that used to go down in the house. Not as bad as what happened in the 100-year-old house. The 100-year-old house was pretty bad. All kinds of stuff of like lights flickering. Apparently the scratching of the walls thing is legit. My nan told me the other day that there was a person who used to run up and down the hallway scratching on the walls. I just thought it was mice. Turns out, not mice. I was like, I thought it was rats. It's not rats. So yeah, that's fun. So Nightmare is legit. It's just about kind of like what happens when you grow up in a family like that, I guess. Can't choose your family. So, you know, especially when your family is full of psychic mediums. So I don't know if you know this about Norma. The part about Norma being a powerful psychic medium is true. She is a psychic medium. She also was invited to audition for a show we have here in New Zealand called Sensing Murder. It was very popular in New Zealand for a while. Basically, they take mediums out to investigate crimes that happened a long time ago, unsolved mysteries and unsolved murders. They actually invited my mum to audition for it because they heard about her stuff and she turned it down. And I'm really glad she did, because I think it would have been a very different experience having a famous psychic for a mother than having the mum that I do have. Plus, also she tells people about her stuff, but she's not like the kind of person who wants to be famous for it. You know, like some people out there, when they have that kind of gift, they're very happy to like, you know, get famous off of that. No, mum's not like that. So yeah. So that's what that's about. Yeah. And the visuals for it are legit. I love how I'm looking for all the Norma law. Yeah, Norma humble. She humble. She very humble. You're right. I love the visuals for it because they generally do evoke the feeling that I had as a child of being like, fuck, this is scary shit. Okay, then we have The Past, which is the weirdest song on the album. In my opinion, I was like, this is going to be the weirdest song on the album. And I kind of live for that kind of vibe of like that weird kind of like, yeah, that EDM vibe. This one also has a lot of strobing in it. So this is why I put the strobe warning on specifically, because this song strobes a lot. I really wanted a song that talks about my love for music, because a lot of you guys know this, ghosties, but I have been wanting to do music for a very, very, very long time. It's funny because like way back before Secret started her channel, originally we were gonna do a music channel and we'd put on like covers on YouTube and stuff like that, but they never did anything. So Secret started doing her hypnosis stuff and her ASMR stuff, and when that popped off, we kind of just went, yeah, okay, this is our life now, and music became kind of secondary. So Secret did dabble in a little bit of music, but it wasn't until recently that we decided that actually music is a big part of what we wanted to do. Because, you know, it's one of those things too, when you're known for something, it's very hard to pivot into something else. Yeah. especially when you do something like ASMR is a very specific kind of thing. And a lot of ASMR viewers probably don't want to hear crazy EDM music. But we love music. Music is so important to us, and it's something that, like, for a really long time, I've always wanted to write my own music. But it's also something that nobody really tells you how to go about that. Also, when I was in high school, I was in a rock band. I got kicked out of the rock band. I got kicked out of the school rock band. Yeah, this is my music playing in the background. So I'm on Spotify. Yes, I am. Yes, thank you. So I got kicked out of the school rock band. I wrote the song. We had one original song. I wrote it. They didn't like it. So they kicked me out. I was the lead singer, but I have no other musical talents besides singing. So they kicked me out for being bad. And I was like, oh no. So a lot of the time, people were like, you're just not good at making music. And maybe, even though people didn't really tell me to my face, like, you're no good at this, they would just be like, yeah, maybe not for you. You know? My brother is a musician. He writes his own stuff. He's played guitar for a long time. He's taught himself how to play guitar. So it's always Frankie's thing, right? Frankie is the musician in the family. Norma doesn't write music. Norma doesn't do that kind of stuff. No, that's Frankie's thing. Let Frankie have his thing. But I've always wanted to do it. And it's something that I've always had a passion for. And even recently, back in 2023, I was told, hey, do you like play instruments? And I said, no. And the person I was working with at the time was like, well, if you don't play instruments, then you're not a real musician. And if you're not a real musician, you shouldn't be making music. And I remember that really hurt me a lot, actually. Because, like, it's so hard watching people able to live their passion. And everybody's always telling you no. So that's what this song is about. The song is about, like, not just like my love of music, but my need for music. I love music so much, and I needed to write music for a long time. I used to write poetry in high school when I was an emo. I was an emo kid. So I wrote a lot of very depressing poetry as a child, and I used to love that kind of stuff, but I now can channel that into this. Yeah, I'm so proud of you for sticking through it. Well, thank you. Yeah, especially 2023 was a really hard year for me. I won't lie, it was really fucking awful for me. You know, Barry died. There was a lot of, like, shit that happened. I had my surgery that nearly took my voice away from me. Like, it was really hard. And being told, like, hey, you shouldn't make music because you don't play an instrument is really shitty. And so I had to hide my music for a long time, basically. So it was like, yeah, exactly. And like, it was one of these things I'm like, no, fuck you. The best thing about being told that you can't do something is being spurred on to do it even more. And I think that's what happened with me, right? I was in a situation where people were telling me not to do shit. They were like, you only do ASMR. You only do hypnosis. You are that person. That is who you are, and that is who you need to stay. And I was like, no. No, I don't think so. I don't fucking think so. So, yeah, it was one of those things I was like, no, I'm going to figure out how to do this. Yeah, doubly so if you become, well, I mean, look at my Spotify numbers. They're not that bad. My numbers on Spotify are actually not that bad. So, like, the person who told me that I shouldn't make music is probably feeling a little silly right now. And no shame to them. They were very nice to me most of the time. It's just those couple of comments really, yeah. But, you know, some people are good at their jobs and others are not. So rude. I'm such a dick. Boom Random, thank you so much for subscribing for 30 months. Oh my God, 30 months over on Twitch. Wow. 2.5 years. I'm an old fart here now. It's okay. We can be old together. But yeah, so, for people who don't know a bit about my process, I'll tell you. I like to use this app to make my demos called Soundtrap. So how Soundtrap works is it gives you a bunch of like loops, and instruments that you can put together. So I grab all these loops and I Soundtrap, yeah. It's I think it's sponsored by Spotify or something. I know you can like record everything in it and then send it away. I know a lot of people don't love it, but I do like it a lot, because I can make like lots of little demos on it and then really find what sounds I'm looking for. Because for me, I can't really describe to you like, I don't do music theory very well. I've studied some music theory, but like I'm not very good at it. Like most things, the ADHD takes over and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I like to use Soundtrap to put all the loops together and figure out the demos, and then I send them to someone like Broken Screen, who is a lot better at this than I am. And then they put it together and clean it up, make it look nice, and then I can record over it. And that's something that I've wanted to do for a while. It's like, this is how I'm doing things right now. I'm putting things together, and I've checked all the copyrights, and it's all good, and we're making stuff, and it's cool. But yeah, like, it's so hard being told no. I don't respond well to being told no. But I mean, that's also why I got out of the situation I was in, because, you know, when people put you in a situation like that and they are like, this is what you are, this is who you are, and you can't do the thing that you literally came here to do. Not for me. Not for me. I'm not one to be told no. I got a real problem with that. So the past was all about like, I don't know. It's also about like the songs, right? Okay, this is the weirdest. This is gonna sound fucking weird, right? I promise you, I'm not in some sort of cult, and I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid or nothing. But so when it comes to writing songs, a lot of people are like, so how do you actually write a song? The weirdest part is, especially with the lyrics and the melody of the song, the melody normally comes quite naturally. If it doesn't come at first, what I do is I tend to like listen to a track over and over and over again and just kind of piece out a melody where I feel it fits. So I do it all by ear. I do it all by feel. I don't do anything by like bashing things out on a piano. I can't play anything for shit. I've tried learning piano and guitar and ukulele. It didn't go very well. So I kind of like sing over it and see where my voice fits. And then I'll come up with the lyrics that fit into what I'm trying to sing and what I'm trying to say. But a lot of the times, sounds like something a person in cult would say. It's true. A lot of the times, the songs kind of just happen. The Past, in particular, was written in half an hour. It's not a race. It's not a race, by the way. But I know when a song is written quickly and sounds really good from the get-go, that is how it's supposed to be. It's weird. Sometimes the songs just come to you and you're like, yeah, that feels right. It felt very right with that one, so I was very pleased with it, yeah. It's also the hardest song to sing on the album. I used a lot of my classical singing technique in the backing vocals of it, and I really wanted to do that on purpose because my background was in classical singing for a while. When I was in high school, I went to a singing teacher who basically taught me the basics of classical singing, because classical singing technique is the technique that we all use or should use to sing safely. So it's a big part of my journey, so I wanted to add that, and I think it just added something a bit kind of special to it. I don't know. It's cool. I like it. So that's that. Okay, then we have Ghostlight. Ghostlight's a weird one. It's very much a fantasy kind of track. It's very not based in anything real. And it's also very low-key and chill, which if you've heard the rest of the album, you know that low-key and chill are not really words you'd use to describe most of the album. It's very relaxing, comparatively. Yeah. So, Ghostlight is actually one of the only lore album songs that really is here to further the lore, you know? Like, there are certain songs out there that are like, oh, this is just how I'm feeling. But Ghostlight is like very much one of those songs that's like, this is needed to further the lore forward. Because the Ghostlight... So, does anybody not know what a Ghostlight is, chat? As the ghosties, I'm assuming a lot, but it's 70 BPM. I know, it's so slow. It's so fucking slow. I love that you're like, it's this BPM. I'm like, how did you know? you put it into a BPM thing, you're like, oh yes, that's very slow. So ghost lights are, you don't know what a ghost light is, that's okay. So ghost light is, okay, any theater kids out there, you might not know this actually, because this is not a thing that's done. The ghost of a light bulb. Close. So ghost light is a theater thing. It's like a theater ritual. So basically what happens is, if you've ever been in a show, at the end of the show, normally everyone goes home and they put out a light on the stage. It is like just a lamp, usually. And the lamp is supposed to stay on all night on the stage or in the theater somewhere, that is supposed to like basically be there for the theater ghosts. Yeah, it's like a really cool like little ritualistic thing, because I don't know if you know this, but theaters are very haunted. Theaters, I mean, I've been in some fucking haunted theaters. I remember this one time, the most haunted theater we were ever in. What were we doing? We were traveling around New Zealand. We went to this place called Whakatane, which is a long way from where I am. But Whakatane has this theater, and I remember being in it one time, and it just had vibes. Vibes. I remember hearing lots of like, you would like be in the theater, and you would hear like footsteps everywhere. The backstage area looked like a prison. It was like concrete walls, and you'd go down there and you'd hear all kinds of noises like scratching, stepping. And we were in there doing some sort of expo next door, so there was no one in the theater part of it. And I remember, yeah. It was really scary. And it just, yeah, theaters are just like that though. I was asking my mum one time, why are theaters so haunted? Her theory is because a lot of people have very strong feelings and strong emotional ties to theaters. You know, theaters are places where people are very creative and they have some of their best times, you know, either on the stage or watching a show. So, because there's a lot of emotional tie-in for that, yeah, they can be very fucking haunted. So Ghostlight is kind of about that. I wanted to imagine, like, what it would be like if you put out the Ghostlight and all the theater ghosts kind of moved around it. The love in it is talking about like it's not just like the love, it's like the love for the theater, you know. You fall in love with theater and you fall in love with shows, but also I liked the idea of imagining what would a theater ghost tell you about their time on the stage. And I was thinking, what happens in theaters backstage, because I've done a lot of shows. I've done a lot of musicals in my time, both directing. I've done a lot of tech for musicals. I've been alone in a lot of very creepy theaters before. So it's all about kind of that kind of vibe. I wanted it to be like imagining what theater ghosts would say if you were to speak to them, and like kind of be like, yeah. So that's kind of what that was about. Plus, the ghost light is a big part of like my story too, because I think ghost lights are, to me, it's not just a symbol of like a fellow techie. Yeah, I did sound tech for a theater, a very old theater for a long time. And I remember back up in the tech box, shit used to go down. So it's, yeah, exactly. A passion goes into a show. Yeah. So I wanted to like, because the Ghostlight is such a big part of my lore, it's not just like a gift given from somebody, but it's also like, it's almost like a symbol of like passion and love for the craft of music and of theater and of performing. So yeah, it's like a big part of it. Plus also the Ghostlight comes back in at the end too, which we'll talk about when we get to Gone. Gonna be emotional. Next up is Barry. I don't know if I want to listen to this. I'm going to play it very quietly in the background, because if I play too much of this and I hear too much of this, I'm going to cry. But I do want to talk about it because this is obviously the most important song on the entire album. Chibatsu, thank you so much for becoming a member on YouTube. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so Barry. This is the first song. This is the first song that got written for the album. This is not lore at all. This is just like for real. how I felt about stuff. So for people who don't know, Barry is my granddad. Oh God, I'm getting emotional. He's a diamond now. Oh God. Okay. I'm gonna play it real quiet. Oh man. Okay. So I wrote this after he passed away. So my granddad was amazing. He was a really cool guy. He was super supportive, and so we grew up very close to my nan and granddad. They lived with us for a very long time. We actually only stopped living with them when I was 21. So from the time I was born until the time I was 21, we were all extremely close. And Barry is particularly somebody who, I don't know, we had a really close connection. He was really sick. And anyone who knows, when your family member is sick, especially when your family member is sick for a really long time, it really takes a toll on a lot of people. But it's funny because out of everybody, he was never the kind of person who complained. Oh wow, I'm getting emotional. I didn't want to cry on the live stream, but I'm probably gonna. So he didn't complain. Also, by the way, he was fine in his illness. He was okay. It's not like being sick is just kind of like one of those things. He never took it badly though. He always kind of took it on the chin. So in 2023, while I was off being a sun goddess VTuber, it was really hard because for like the last 10 years or so, since I was in high school, he'd always been in and out of hospital. And it's funny because I used to do theatre quite close to the hospital. So what I would do is, when he was in the hospital, I used to be directing shows. So I would direct my show, and on the dinner break, everyone would go for dinner, and I would go and visit him because he was all by himself and I felt bad. So I would go and hang out with him. So in the last, in the last 6 months or so of his life, it was really hard because I was live streaming a lot. And it took a lot of time away from me being able to be there. We still spent every night in the hospital, and it was really rough. And anyone who knows, when you've got a family member in hospital who's that sick, it's really hard to deal with that. So, yeah, it was hard. It was really hard for everybody involved. And I really, my heart goes out to everybody who has to deal with that, because it sucks. It really sucks, but oh man. I'm fine. Yeah, so I wrote this. I actually wrote this, I think it was the week after he passed away. So, it was crazy because I sat down to write this and I was like, I really want to write something that shows my feelings about the situation. Because I don't know if you've ever had a family member pass away, especially pass away over a long period of time. It really it hurts a lot. Yeah. And it's funny because we had so much time. We had so much time to ask him so much stuff, but there's still questions, you know? Oh no, you're getting me to cry now. I don't want you to cry. Oh man. Yeah. It's so hard to deal with this stuff. Also, just want to point out really quickly, that's actually Norma and my brother Asher on the song singing. Asher sounds so good. So Asher is not a singer. I'm really proud of him because he's not a singer. But he was really gung-ho about wanting to do it, and it was really sweet to see him do that. It was a really emotional time recording the song. I cried at every take. And actually it was really hard to find a take that was usable because I was crying so much. The lyrics are really hard for me because when I was writing them, I literally just wrote what I felt at the time. And I think grief is such a weird thing, you know, because you think about it and you're like, you know, you want to think of all the happy stuff, but there's also there's a lot of questions sometimes that I know I have, that I'm like, man, if I had 5 more minutes. Oh, oh man, okay, I'm fine, I'm good. So yeah, it's tough. It's really tough, isn't it? Because you're like, if I have 5 more minutes, then you know, we could you know, go over this. But yeah, and it's funny, no matter how much I talked to him when he was still here, it was not enough for me. And I felt really selfish being like, I just didn't want him to go, but at the same time, he had to. So yeah, sickness is hard. It's really hard. But I do want to say the greatest thing the best part about this whole situation is when he did go, he just peacefully died in his sleep, which for me is the best thing that could have happened. Honestly, the best thing that could have happened, because, you know, illness can be really painful for everybody involved, not just the people watching, but the people involved, like, going through it. It can be really painful and really hard, and there are some horrible ways to go. But, you know, falling asleep and not waking up is a pretty great way to go. So I was really, I don't want to say happy, but I guess it made me feel a bit better, you know? Yeah, I know the feeling about that. So I had the flu the week he passed away. I couldn't see him, and the last time I saw him was kind of painful. But the best thing about that was the last time I did see him, I bought him a keiki. For people that don't know, it's a very British thing, maybe. He was a real big fan of keiki, which is just his way of saying a cake from the bakery. And it's funny because he didn't, obviously hospital food is the worst, right? So like, I was like, we're going to buy him a cake. And he's like, oh, you brought me a keiki. I'm like, I did bring you a keiki, Granddad. And he was real happy with that. So it was, yeah. So anyway, Barry's a hard song. Also, I do want to say, the reason why I've used his name, because like a lot of people be like, Norma, don't use your name of your family member in your album. But the fun thing about that is, so back in 2022, when I started, obviously, the Norma project, I asked the ghosties, I asked some people who were there at the time to name my ghost mascot friend, and they named him Barry. And at the time, I was going in and out of hospital to be with him. So I just found it really poignant. I was like, man, that's really funny that they called him Barry. And yeah. Sorry, I promised myself I wasn't gonna cry. I'm fine. Grief is sucky though, so to anyone who has lost someone, I feel you. I completely understand how it feels. It's a really hard, like, roller coaster ride of emotions to be on. And a lot of the times I'm fine. A lot of the times I'm fine. It's just yeah, just some days are better than other days, you know? It's okay. I'll be okay. I'll be very okay. But yeah, it's been over a year now since it happened, and it's still one of those things that is just like, it's still hard, you know? It's still hard. But, you know, every day you just get a bit better with it. And we did get him cremated and turned into a diamond. So, yeah. When I joke about the Barry diamond, I'm serious. He is literally a diamond. On my shelf. Yeah. I had him turned into a diamond. I asked him, I said, Granddad, what color diamond do you want to be? And he's like, what? And I was like, would you like to be cremated and turned into a diamond? And he's like, yep. And I was like, what color do you want to be? He's like, blue. I said, great. And we're gonna engrave, so I got his wedding ring. He had 3 wedding rings. One of them was cut off his finger because he had a health crisis, and so they had to cut it off him to get it off when he went to hospital one time. He had a stroke years ago. And so I ended up with that ring, which has the big cut in it. So I'm going to get it resized. And then I'm going to engrave it with $4,000 for a diamond on the inside because, so one time back in 2021, I bought a new phone I bought the Samsung Galaxy 20 when it first came out. It was a $2,000 phone. I still have this phone. I still have it. I told him it would last this long. I proved him wrong. Right. I did it. Anyway, so I go to my mum's house and he's there and he's sitting in his chair. And I walk in and I'm like, oh, I got a new phone. And he's like, oh, that's a cool new phone. I said, he was like, wow, that looks expensive. How much was it? I said, $2,000. And he went, $2,000 for a phone? And he just would not stop going on about it. And I was like, Granddad, it's fine. He's like, no, $2,000 for a phone. And the whole day he's like, yeah, well, at least no one pays $2,000 for a phone like Norma did. Oh my God. He was so funny. He used to just go on and on and on about this $2,000 phone. So yeah, we're getting Engraving the Ring with $4,000 for a diamond, because he would have said that. So yeah. So yeah, Barry is real. It's tough. We actually debuted the album Wise Man. No, he's not. He was very silly. Also, can I just say, shout out to Vamp Bite who made him look just like he looks. He had dark black hair and that mustache, like he looks just like him. It's crazy. I also mentioned in the lore written with the album that the Hawaiian shirt thing is a real important part of this. It is a really important part of this. Basically, he had he always looked scruffy in everything he wore. Like, we used to have this joke that, like, our family just looked scruffy no matter what. And he never looked, like, put together. Even when he was wearing a suit, he just looked scruffy. So, like, we all had these jokes of, like, oh, well, he may as well not try because, you know, he always looks scruffy. And my nan got really sick of him, like, not dressing up. So one year for Christmas, I bought him a Hawaiian shirt because I thought, well, if he's going to be dressy, he may as well be in a Hawaiian shirt. So we started this trend of every Christmas I bought him a Hawaiian shirt. Yeah, it was great. The Christmas he wasn't there. I actually wore the Hawaiian shirt that I had bought him for that Christmas. So I got to wear that. And it's funny because I turned up to Christmas in my Christmas-themed Hawaiian shirt. I hate Christmas, by the way. So for me to wear a Santa Hawaiian shirt, it must mean a lot. Because I fucking hate Christmas. So anyway, I turned up to Christmas in my Santa Hawaiian shirt, walk into the room. Frankie, my brother, is wearing the fucking same shirt that I am. I was so embarrassed. Oh, it was so funny. I was like, damn it, Frankie. We both turned up in the same fucking thing. I was like, oh well, that's fine. We were twinning that day. But yeah, anyway, so that's about that song. Yeah, it was a really, it's hard to write, but I do want to say I really appreciate everybody who has commented on it, who has told me their stories about their grief too. I don't know, it's a weird thing, right? But I guess also knowing that song has impacted people and has actually spoken to people is really lovely, because, you know, it is a hard thing to talk about and it's a hard thing to go through. And so it's really nice to have a song that doesn't just speak to my feelings about it, but speaks to other people's feelings too. Yeah, he was really funny. He was a funny guy. He was real jovial. Even till his last day, he was cracking jokes. I used to ask him, how you feeling, when he was in the hospital. He's like, I'm fine. Why do you keep asking me this? I'm fine. Oh my God. Yeah. And he was always cracking jokes. And he got along well with my wife, because Celia and Barry actually had the same sense of humor. So they used to crack jokes with each other. It was awful. The terrible dad jokes never stopped between the two of them. It was torture. But yeah. So yeah, shout out to anybody who I don't know, who relates to it, because it's been really cool to see people's reactions to it, and to know, like, you know, I want people to know that when you do lose someone and you are grieving, you're not alone, you know. And there are a lot of, I didn't just want to show I didn't want to honor him in a way that was like, you know, just talking about the positive side of grief, because grief is such a roller coaster of emotion. I did wanna like really get in there and you just be like, you know, like this is the reality of the situation. It's not that easy. And like so there is a picture that I was given when he passed. There's a picture of us together, and it's me when I was a baby, and basically it was before my brothers were born, and it's me, Nan, Granddad, and my mum, and it looks like a painting, and it's framed like a canvas, like a painting, and it was given to me after he passed. And the worst part, I felt really bad about this, but this is why I put it in the song. I couldn't look at it. I still can't. And I put it in my loft, and I just kind of like left it there for a while. It's still not up. I don't know if I'll ever put it up. And I feel bad for not doing that. But at the same time, that is part of my process. And maybe one day, maybe I will be able to look at it again and be like, yeah, that was really cool. But for now, that's not a thing that I could do. And I remember it was so weird because it was like the week it happened. The week it happened, my nan came and was like, here, this is for you. And I looked at my wife and I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. Like, she's like, I don't know. It's okay. Whatever you want to do with it, that's fine. And even when we moved house, we couldn't do it. So yeah, being able to put that in the song, I guess, is, it's helpful. It's very helpful. But yeah, grief is weird, you guys. So weird. Yeah, and that year was a fucking rough year, but we survived and we're here now. So anyway, let's go into Speak to Me, which is, I think, one of my favorite songs on the album. And Speak to Me is a weird one because I think a lot of people would assume this is about Barry, but it's not. So in the context of the Lore album, Speak to Me is a song about not being able to reach on to the other side. And partially it is about Granddad, I guess. Because partially it's about, obviously, like, my mum is a psychic medium. She can talk to him, I can't talk to him, and that's really disappointing to me. But I actually wrote this song. Oh, I don't know if I should say why I wrote this song. I'm going to. This song is not just about that, though. This song is actually about a situation I went through in 2023 that happened after Barry died. It's complicated. Especially when you sign an NDA. I was in a really weird position. Well, okay, so when you are a corporate VTuber and you sign your life away for a little while and you come back to it, and there's a lot of rumors flying around about what happened, I was very alone, so I wrote this. So that's kind of what this is about. I don't know. Sometimes, you know, like, online relationships are difficult. I don't want to come out and say it, but like, if you know, you know. These lyrics have kind of like a couple of different meanings to them. But I love this song so much. I love the production on it. I love how emo the rapping section gets. I love like the beat and the flow. I think it all just flows really well. But yeah, this song is just, I love it so much. But also, it has so many different meanings to it. But like, it's so good. It's just so good. It's so good. And I love that a lot of people say that this is their favorite song on the album, because I think it is mine too. Yeah. Look, I don't have a lot of friends, so there we go. Oh God. This is like, also I kind of love how, I didn't realize this when I wrote this. Such a good song, thank you. I didn't realize this when I wrote the album, but when this song comes after Barry, I think it hits way harder than it does by itself. But by itself, it's still a fucking vibe. Yeah, it's definitely my like emo girl realness kind of moment. I love the rapping. I love everything about it. So yeah, it's good. It's good. God, I'm gonna get in so much fucking trouble. I swear to God, if I check my emails later and I see anything bad, oh no. Could be like, should I get a lawyer? I don't know. Oh dear. But yeah, no, so like there was a lot of weird stuff happening. Agreed? Yeah, agreed. There's a lot of weird stuff happening in 2023, and I really wanted a place to put all my feelings about all the stuff that went down in one place. And Speak to Me was kind of that kind of vessel for like being able to like talk about how it feels to do what I did. Yeah. And the internet is a weird place. Especially when like you join a company and then you leave a company and then you have to come back to something and you have a lot of weird rules and stuff, not knowing what you can do for 6 months and just pretending to be okay. It was a lot. So Speak to Me is about that, and I love it. It's really dark, actually, but I love dark pop, so I think it's great. And I personally love, I love how, I love the way that it came out. I really wanted the vocal to sound really crisp and staccato in the verses especially. I really wanted it to hit as hard as it did, and it really, I think it hits quite hard, so I like it a lot. Great placement. Yes, thank you. I like it. I like it a lot. And I really hope that that's one of the songs that people really kind of latch onto, because for me, it's just, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's also, I think, one of my favorite, I think it's like my favorite like sound on the album in terms of how my voice sounds. Because, okay, when you're making music, it's really hard to record stuff and then send it to a mixer who's going to mix it and then like imagine what it sounds like. And so I was really nervous about how my voice was going to sound on a track like that, because when I wrote it, I was like, man, if this hits, this is going to be fucking epic. And I was so worried it wasn't going to sound the way I imagined it in my brain. But man, when it came back and Broken Screen had mixed my vocals in there, it was like perfection, exactly what I imagined it would sound like. And it did. And I was so proud, and I like it a lot. Congrats on the album. I hope you're having a great morning. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it, DC Sensei. Thank you so much. Sorry, we're getting a bit emotional because this album is so emotional. The lore is so emotional. I've told you like nothing about the fucking lore. If you want to know the lore, go watch the video. It's out there now. So yeah. It's cool. It's very, very cool. Okay, last one. We're up to the last track on the album. And this is Gone. So the fun thing about Gone is we actually only wrote it recently. Gone was the last song we wrote. Well, we wrote for the album. It was one of these things that I didn't actually have an idea of what it was going to sound like. So every single song, how it worked with all the songs is I sent them all to Broken Screen as demos and basically went, this is what I think it should sound like. What do you think? And then she came up with something, and then we went from there. But with Gone, I had no idea. All I said was, I want it to sound like a synth 80s end of a movie vibe. And she's like, okay. So she came up with something that she had in the works that she was not sure she was going to use it herself. So she's like, hey, what do you think about this track? And that was the track she sent me, was the track for Gone. And I was like, that is literally exactly what I was thinking. And I wrote that song in like 5 minutes, and I threw it down, and it literally took us it was so quick. I think it was like a couple days, and I had the whole thing recorded, done, dusted, finished. I was super pleased with it. I think it turned out really good. It's one of the most bittersweet songs on the album, because again, I really wanted something that wrapped up all the feelings about it. And I wanted to end on a positive note, because I love a movie that ends on a happy ending. You know, I wanted my like Breakfast Club, Don't You Forget About Me song on the album. And I really wanted something that made it feel like we were moving on, but also it still was a little bittersweet. Because again, a lot of feelings that I have about everything that went down in 2023 was a bit bittersweet. So I really wanted it to be like, hey, we're happy, we're moving on, we're living our lives now, we're doing our own thing, but also part of me is like still like a little like, yeah, a little torn up about stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna play it. Oh, because I love it. It's just so good. It's so good. I also didn't realize that I was going to start singing the second the song started. Originally, I thought we were gonna have like an intro, but I kind of love the fact that it starts straight away. It's kind of fun. It's a bit different for me. But yeah. It's just, it was so fun to write this one and fun to record, and I love it. Yeah. Oh, and the coolest thing is, so I've got a friend who is a music buff, and I sent this to them, and I was like, what do you think of this song? And they were like, first of all, I love the song, but it needs this one note changing. So I changed the one note, and we were like, perfect, that's it. Yeah. It's sometimes very helpful to have friends who like music too, that you can send it to and think about. Why does your VTuber thing have big boobs? I don't have giant boobs. You have giant boobs. No, I don't have giant boobs. Plus, also, this is what I look like. That's why. So, yeah. Why do you not have giant boobs is the question. 2023 was a tough situation, but I'm glad to have found you because of it. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Look, I think there was a lot of learning that happened throughout everything, and making this album has actually been extremely cathartic to because you're males can still have big boobs. I've seen guys with big boobs. Girly, I wish I know. Oh dear. But yeah, like, got him. I think it's interesting. I didn't think, do all ghosties have massive tatas? Maybe. I don't know. Do you have do you? No, we're inclusive of all sizes of tatas. Yes. We're inclusive of every size booba. All sizes welcome here in the ghosty gang. All right. But yeah, so like, making my album was the best. They grow so slowly though. Yeah. Oh dear. But yeah, like, it was just one of these situations that was like one of these like things that I just, it was so fun, but it was also so like, it was a lot. Do you know what? When I first set out to make an album, I was like, this will be fine. We're gonna do the album, and we're gonna like do it in like a couple of months. I was convinced we were gonna have it finished by June at one point. I was like, man, we can finish it by my debut. My debut was in February. I was like, yeah, we can absolutely finish it in time for the debut. It took us 6 months-ish to make the whole thing. But I think, like, I've learned a lot about music, about making albums, about what I want to do. You know, it's been so cool to like put it all together and put all the pieces together, and figure out like, this is what I want to do. You know, I have a lot of dreams and a lot of goals in terms of my music stuff. So I really want to say, first of all, thank you to everybody who has supported the album. Thank you to everyone who's listened on Spotify, who's listened on the YouTube video. The YouTube video, as of this morning, had like 5,000 views or something, which is so fucking crazy to me. I mean, your first album is such a big... I know, thank you. It is such a huge milestone, you're correct. I've always wanted to put out music for a long... I mean, I've been singing since I could talk. And after my surgery, I was convinced that I was probably going to lose my voice. So being able to do this at all is kind of amazing. I'm still in speech therapy, and I'm still working on my speech therapy for my vocal cord issues. But I think that out of everything, I'm very, very happy and with everything and how it all turned out. And yeah, a huge thank you to everybody here who's been supporting my streaming, my content. Yeah. You should check out what Spotify playlist your songs are on again. I think you'll get a good... Oh, no. Oh, we should do it. We should do that at some point. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna look into it. Artists. My vocal claws. Exactly, my vocal claws. Oh, God. Are you going to embarrass me by putting... Okay, by the way, so I'm just going to put this out there. For people who don't know, if you use Spotify, I can see your playlists. If you put my song on your playlist, don't be afraid to do it. But just know, I can see your playlists. I can see what you call them. And I do have a laugh to myself when I read some of the names. So just remember that. I'm not here to roast you about it, but I'm just saying I find it extremely entertaining. It's so funny to me. So yeah, keep putting my songs on your playlist, and then I can see all your fun playlist names. Right, I'm gonna have a look right now. Here we go. Oh my god! Oh, 100 Spectre! Oh my god, Specs! Oh, we're getting raided by Specs. Oh my god! Hello, everybody! Hi, Specs! Oh my god, Komori's here. Laoshin's here. Laoshin's here. Everybody, tie everything down. Hello. All right, we're getting raided over on Twitch, so I'll say hello and then we'll continue. Hi, raiders. Laoshin's like, what the fuck? What the fuck, Norma? Why? Shit, Lao is here. Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Norma, your paranormal investigator from New Zealand. And I put an album out. So we're talking about my album. We just went through all the tracks on my album. I was just telling everybody that if you put my songs from Spotify on your playlists, which you should absolutely do, by the way, that I can see all the titles of them and I know what you're listening to. It's not creepy. It's just a fact. Anyway, thank you so much, Specs. I hope you had a good stream. Thank you so much for raiding. Welcome, raiders. Hi, welcome to the Ghosty Gang. Hello. Stalker. Me? A stalker? I don't think so. On someone's lovemaking playlist. Oh. You're gonna Barry White me, huh? I mean, listen, if you playing like work hard, play never, get your shit together as you're like fucking, that's fine for me. The absolute body the second I meet this paranormal. We've met before! Sorry, I love when somebody comes in here and they're like, I've never met Norma before. I'm like, we've met, damn it. Jesus Christ. Hey Norma, guess what? You're cute. Got it. Oh no. But yeah, thank you, Dane White. I'm hella proud of all the effort you put into not just the music, but the streaming too. Thank you. Look, I don't stream often, but when I do, I am trying to stream a bit more often because I'm going on holiday to Australia in 4 days. In 4 days, I'm going on holiday to Australia, and I don't want you to forget about me while I'm gone for 2 weeks. I will cry. Hold on, I can cry. This is the face you'll see when I come back, and I'm like, you've forgotten all about me. And that's okay. I was here the whole time, but it's okay. It's fine. I'm going to try and do some more streaming before then to try and not get everyone to forget about me. She's going to be taken by a huntsman spider. Please, God, don't. Stop that. Fucking stop that. Do not even. I'm going to be like, new streamer who this mode? Oh! No, please don't do that. I'm not going to be taken by a huntsman. I fucking hate snakes and I fucking hate spiders. So don't even joke about that. It's going to be legitimately impossible to forget about you. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I do have some weird stream ideas coming up, including, do you know what I found out? Okay, here's a story from the other day, right? Knocked out by a kangaroo. Fuck that. No, thank you. I ain't going near a fucking kangaroo. I'm not driving while we're in Australia because I hear that kangaroos roam the streets. Vicious animals. And the koalas have chlamydia. So, no thank you. I'm good. I'm very good. I don't think so. No. I was going to say, I had this idea of doing a stream the other day because I have ADHD, sometimes I waste my time. And for people who don't know me, hi, I like old games. I have a low poly model to make me look like I came out of a PlayStation game. And I like to play old games, particularly PlayStation 1 games. But recently, I found out I can emulate Windows XP. Yeah, I can. I can emulate Windows XP, which means all of the PC games I used to play as a child are now fair game. So I will be playing the Operation video game. And if you don't remember the Operation video game from the 2000s, where were you living at the time? Jesus Christ, you don't remember the weirdest shit Operation video game? What? How? It's an amazing game. And I can't wait to play it sometime this week. Windows XP Hive. I know. What game? The Operation? You know Operation? Operation. Da-da-da. The video game where you get the tweezers and pull pits out of people. You know the one with the guy with the big buzzy nose and you hit the side and it goes meh. Sim Tower, maybe. I was born in 2002, damn it. All right, you're too young for me. All right. Remember, ghosties, I'm a hag. Apparently, I'm what they call a hag. I'm 30 years old. I'm a hag. My knees, my back, they all hurt. They all hurt so bad. 30, exactly. Damn, yeah, thank you. I am 30 years old. I mean, you are sat in a Prius. Are you judging this car? This car that I borrowed? Are you judging this? Are you judging this? People call you a hag. I know, they do. We love older women. I know you love older women. I know. Hag love. Oh, God, here we go. 1993, team here. Me too. Oh, God. Is this a Prius? I don't know. I don't know anything about cars. There's a car VTuber out here. Maybe she'll know, but I don't know. Oh, thanks, Specs. Bye, bye, bye. Oh, dear. Hag love. Currently in demand. I've heard that hags are very popular right now. I don't know why I'm not, but, you know, maybe one day people will realize of my hag status and they'll come crawling back going, we need you. Oh, God. Oh, man. No. It's overrated being popular, you know. I'd rather be an indie artist forever, you know, just like underground. Your favorite artist's favorite artist, you know. It was the great drag queen Sasha Colby who said, I'm your favorite drag queen's favorite drag queen. It was my favorite artist, Chapel Roan, who made that famous saying, I'm your favorite artist. Now I am ParaNorma, your favorite VTuber's favorite VTuber. 3 or 4 times removed. That's me. Hi, I'm Norma. Your favorite VTuber's favorite VTuber. At least 3 or if not 4 times removed. Yes. That's... Oh, dear. Get off my lawn. Yeah, I need a stick. What is it? Old lady VTuber screams at cloud? Yes. Do you know what's really funny? Okay, I did a collab recently with my friend Angel. I love Angel so much. I was with Angel and Tane and somebody new to me. Her name is Ramia, and I like her a lot. She's very cool. But what I realized, Norma Chapel Rome collab when don't even joke. I would love that. That would, like, my life would never be the same. But yet, I still need to become a small independent artist and then they will notice me. ParaNorma. Your favorite VTuber's favorite VTuber. So I was in this collab with Angel and Tane and Ramia. And we were doing, we were doing introductions, okay? So you know how VTubers are. We all do introductions like, hi, I'm so-and-so, so-so. And I realized in the collab we had an angel, we had a succubus, a demon, we had a water dragon, and then they're like, now Norma, introduce yourself. And I'm like, hi, I'm Norma. I'm a human VTuber. I'm a person. Yep, that's me. Don't mind me. Just a person. Hello, that's me. I'm but a human. You know, in a world full of favorite... in a world where you could be whoever the fuck you want to be, I chose to be a regular old person. I chose to be an anime woman. I'm Norma, the human being. Exactly. I am a human being. It's so funny though, because you see like, I'm a dragon. I'm a bunny girl. I'm a cat cryptid. I'm a demonic nightmare that crawled out of a well. Meanwhile, hi, I'm Norma. That's it. That's all. Yep. Being a person is more unique than being some supernatural being. It's true. I chose to be a menace to the world. Oh, don't even get me started on being a menace to the world. That's me. Oh no, I can't say that. I was going to say something that was going to out me for something, but zippy lippy. No. I'm not going to tell you that, because if I tell you that, then you're all going to start making assumptions about stuff, and I don't want to make assumptions. Yep. But I will say, whenever I advertise myself to people, especially people who maybe in the future might want to, I don't know, help a girl out with management, because I have ADHD and I desperately would like management at some point. I do say, when I, tell them what I would bring to the table, absolutely nothing but headaches. I have ADHD. So yeah, fan theory, Norma's been a ghost this whole time. That's not true. In fact, I've been extremely opposite to ghost this whole time. I've been incredibly alive, incredibly breathing, and I am like destructively human. Destructively so, to both my own mental and physical health and everyone else's. Extremely human. That is me. Hi. If I could make a VTuber avatar, I'd make a weird little guy. Yeah. Listen, you could be anything in this world, and I chose to be myself. How fucking stupid. But I think, like, it's funny, because I remember when I was picking my theming, when I decided I wanted to be a VTuber again, after my stint, yeah, ADHD gang, thank you, yes, hi, it's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me. After my stint as a corporate VTuber, I got really sick of, like, I don't know. It's funny because I created Norma back in 2022, and then I immediately quit, graduated, and became a corporate VTuber. And in my time as a sun goddess, I was like, man, that lore shit, it's overrated. All that stuff, that's kind of overrated. There's too much going on. I love a VTuber, right, who has a lot of lore, as long as they stick to it. I love a VTuber who makes this elaborate lore and then commits to it wholeheartedly. I can't do that. I have ADHD, and I realized that, like, when I used to, like, have lore and it got really out of hand, people would either add to my lore or they would like roast me that I kept forgetting what my lore actually was and finding holes in the plot. So I decided, no. Now that I'm back, now that I'm ungraduating myself and becoming this again after my corporate stint, it's fine. I'm going to be a human now. That's also why the lore album is so personal. Yeah. Because for people who don't know, for the new people who rated, I put out an album on Thursday. My debut album, my lore video. It's called Norma. It is. People have been surprised. It's like a fully animated, I won't say animated because to me I don't consider it animated, but it's a fully, like, properly edited with art, with music, with everything, all original content over on YouTube. It's like 35 minutes. So if you sit through the whole thing, thank you. My watch hours, thank you. My watch time thanks you. My YouTube, yes. My YouTube thanks you. I definitely didn't roast you. Nope. No, well, we can't talk about that. I got an NDA signed for why I can't talk about that one. But maybe eventually, when people have forgotten all about that, we can talk about it one day, and I won't get sued. All right? It was pretty good. Thank you. Mm-hmm. What's the point of lore if you don't integrate into character? Yeah. So there are people out there who do that, who, like, literally make everything about their lore and their world building. And I love that for them. It's not for me. It's personally not my thing. I don't know. But also, because of my ADHD, I forget. And then people are like, but Norma, you said this. And I'm like, oh, God, did I? I say a lot of things in a day. And I forget most of them. So I do forget most of them all the time. And that's okay. It's all good. Oh dear. But yeah, thank you. It was pretty good. I'm glad you think it was pretty good. I'm pretty stoked by the whole thing. I'm gonna put my music back on because it's now too quiet for me. So I'm just gonna quietly play it in the background as advertising and be like, hey guys, you should absolutely go and stream my album. But yeah, please go stream my album. We worked very hard on it. It took us a long time, like 6 months to put it together. So, congrats on the album, Norma. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's been a ride, ghosties. It's been a ride. And I really, really appreciate every single one of you who has been here on this journey. Whether you are brand new here today or you've been here a long time, I appreciate you. And I thank you for being here. And I hope you stick around because it's going to be really fun. And I have some real interesting things coming. By the way, the ending of the album, I did tease a coming soon, and I would like to answer a question I got on Discord right now. So for people who don't know, the ending of my album is a little vague. I sign a contract with a mysterious demonic figure and step into a yellowish void. Now, some people might understand what that is referencing, but no, you don't. Anyway, but the reason why, at the end of my album, I put that big to be continued. So the to be continued is because there is going to be more music, because I liked making the album so much that I'm going to do it again eventually, but I do not have a secondary album in the works yet. I really wanted to make the album its own standalone thing, and when somebody was like, oh wait, does this mean you have a second album coming soon? Maybe? Yes, I have enough songs written to create a second album, but also at the same time, I am in an era now where I want to just take my time with it. I have a song that I've been working on for a long time now that is a really special song, and it is probably going to explain a lot more about the next era of music. It's about to get very spicy. That's all I'm gonna say. I have a few titles in mind for what I would call the next era, because it's just the songs are very fun, but also I want you to all really enjoy and appreciate what we have right now, because I don't want to like move on so quickly and be like, yeah, more music, let's go, because I've already overwhelmed you with so much. So I think I want to take the time for these songs to all have their own moment, especially the new ones that people hadn't heard, like The Past and Gone. Everything else I'd already posted previously. Gone and The Past are brand spanking new. So I wanted to give moments for those to just really like live their life, have a good time, you know. But I do have a lot of more music in the works and some collaboration songs with people, which will be really fun. I've never done collab songs with people, but I want to. That's kind of like my thing. I really, really want to go there, and, you know, include my friends in my music. So yeah, I'm excited. I also potentially might do a music stream this week, but we'll see. Yay! But yeah, I just wanted to really celebrate, like, thank you everybody who's been here through every single step of the way, whether you're new or old here. It really makes me happy to see growth and movement in this. I did say when I first debuted, ParaNorma is the scariest thing I've ever done. For people who know me from my previous aliases, like, this is the scariest thing I've ever done, because this is the most me project I've ever had, where it's just been me doing the stuff that I've always wanted to do. So like, it's really scary. It's really terrifying and new and different. So I want to say thank you for supporting that. It does mean that I can continue to do this. Yeah. Yeah. And I have a lot of fun stuff in the works that I've always been plotting and scheming on, which it's been hard not showing everybody what we've been working on, but I do hope at some point, yeah. Thank you for taking the leap. Yes, I'll make music people will enjoy one day. That's how I feel too. That's exactly how I feel too. One day, I will make something that people will go, wow. And it's funny because, like, putting the album out, it's kind of really made me think, like, okay, how I feel sometimes as a small independent musical artist is it's really scary, because normally, oh, I love you for you're highly relatable. Thank you. I appreciate that. But, like, being a small musical artist is such a leap of faith, and I feel like I've been looking at the Spotify numbers, and obviously, like, numbers aren't everything. I don't like to look at the follow count. I don't like to look at the, like, how many people are in the room at any time, or, like, how many people are listening or whatever. But when I look at my Spotify numbers sometimes, I see them and I think, wow, that's amazing. Because I wanted to build this up so that people would one day listen to my stuff. Because, you know, it's fine to put music out there, but you want people to listen to it, you know? So the fact that people do listen to it, and then they tell me, oh, I love this song, and this song means a lot to me, and I listen to this at work, or I listen to it at the gym, or I, like, put it on my car, and I love jamming out to it. That actually makes all of this worthwhile. So thank you. Thank you a lot, you know? In a world where streaming is never going to be my full-time career, it makes me happy that people listen to my music as a small indie VTuber. So thank you. I appreciate that. It makes me very happy. Yeah, ayo, I've never actually been able to catch one of your streams before. Oh, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Yeah. So it's like one of those things that, like, I don't know, it makes me happy. It makes me really, really happy. So thank you, Ghosties. It's so lovely to see all of you here and supporting the album and listening to it and telling me about it. And thank you for reviewing it and being so kind. Also, I might do I remember when I originally found you in karaoke streams on an old account, always been a fan, says, oh, thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah. Just trying to make something that makes me happy. Exactly. And that's what I want to do here too. You know, like, I have other accounts and have had other accounts that have been obviously more, I guess, lucrative in the sense of, like, you know, paying the bills and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I think what is the most fulfilling is being able to put something out there that genuinely makes me just proud that it's out there, regardless of whether or not it's popular or it makes money or, you know, stuff like that. Like, I really get annoyed sometimes when people are like, but do you make money from music? Do you, like, make money from your hobbies and your passions? And it's like, no, but at the same time, I would rather not make money doing it and have people tell me that they enjoy it or tell me that it impacted their life in some way than, like, you know, make it super financially fulfilling, if that makes sense. Yeah. So that's why this is one of the scariest things ever. Because, you know, it costs a lot of money to be a VTuber. You know, it's not cheap. But at the same time, it's very worthwhile. So I love doing it a lot. And, you know, even though this is like a passion project, if you will, it still makes me just really happy to be able to do it. So, yeah. Not to say the other stuff I do isn't passion projects for me too, but this is like the most me. This is like the most me, yeah, than anything else I've done. Like, Secret is cool. I love Secret. Her ASMR is great. Her hypno stuff is fun. Her sexy things that are coming out soon is very, very cool too. But also at the same time, like, this is like being able to be 100% me, and that's really nice. Yeah. Listen to the album, ask yourself how many songs are gonna get stuck in my head. The answer is all of them. Thank you. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you like all of them. Yes. I was so nervous that there was gonna be some skips. My goal originally when putting out an album was I want 0 skips. And if I can listen to every single song with no skips, I think I've done my job right. And for me personally, there are no skips. No. The only one I would sometimes skip is Barry, but that's only because it's very emotional. And as people who were here earlier in the live stream know, very emotional. I'm so sorry I cried on stream. I tried not to a lot. But yeah. It's priceless. Would be nice if you could live off it, but as long as you feel fulfilled, please keep doing it. Yes, exactly. And do you know what? Yeah, I would love to if one day all of this stuff made enough money to support itself. I don't think I'm ever going to get rich making music, but I would love for it just to be able to support itself, you know? And if that happens, amazing. If it doesn't, I'm still going to keep doing it though. Because at the end of the day, I just love it so much. And I think life's too short not to do stuff that you love, you know? That's the biggest learning thing that I can take away from 2023. From, you know, being corporate, leaving a company, coming back and being indie, having a family member die, like all of this shit that happened, my surgery that nearly took my voice away. Literally, no joke. So glad all of this shit happened in one fell swoop, and it scared the pants off of me to the point that I was like, fuck it. Life is too fucking short not to do something that you love. And I love this, so. Oh, Thank You Ghost on the album. Thank you so much. Thank you. But yeah, thank you for letting us be on this project with you. Of course. Like, it's so lovely to see people, like, hanging out and wanting to be here, you know, for me. For me. Which is nice. It's a nice change, you know? It's a nice change, and I like it, so it's very fun. But yeah, so please, if you haven't already, go stream the album. It's called Norma. You can find it on Spotify. I'm under ParaNorma on Spotify, or you can check out my YouTube channel. The whole video is there. It's 35 minutes long. It's a big video. It's really cool though, and I love it. Every song gets a video. It gets some lore. I wrote a whole essay on the lore in there, so you can read that if you feel like you want added context or not. You actually don't have to. You can enjoy the album and let it speak for itself, or you can read the lore and see how it all fits. But yeah, thank you. Anyway, later on in this week, I really want to do some old school gaming. Hanging out is one of my favorite things. I don't do a lot of just chatting streams, but maybe I will. You're a precious little gremlin. Keeping you, Norma. I'm trying my best. Thank you so much, Rabid Mutt, for joining the Ghosty Gang over on YouTube. And yeah, I'm going to do some classic old school gaming this week. Now that I'm emulating my PC game stuff, I'm going to probably play Operation. Oh, I'm going to go find it now. I'm going to go find Operation, the video game. Maybe play that. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll do some more chatting. Maybe we'll do a Q&A. I know I spoke to Secret, and she told me she's going to do a 3D debut this week before we go to Australia to visit family. So keep tuned for that. She has a lot of stuff to show you too, so there's a lot going on. But yeah, thank you for being here. But yeah, make music to make your felt so good. Yes. That's the thing, right? You've literally been through a nightmare by the sounds of it. Bloody well done on the album. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And look, I don't want to say it was a nightmare. 2023 was hard. It was really hard. But like I said before, I think sometimes you have to go through really shitty stuff to find yourself in a place that's like a lot better for you. So yeah, I think that's where I'm at. I've been through a lot, but I didn't want to use it as like an excuse to just crawl into a ball and be sad for myself. I wanted to use it in a way that was going to be productive and creative. And I used it as like a jumping off point, really, to be like, you know what? I'm taking this crap and these horrible feels and I'm making it into art. And hopefully that art is something that people will enjoy. And I'm very, yeah. All your streams end up being an excuse to just chat. Rude! Are you saying I'm not a real gamer? I'm an absolute gaming queen, alright? Thank you. I am a 100% gamer here. I've had so many gamer moments. I'm kidding, I'm not a gamer. Oh dear. I've had gamer moments though. Sometimes I can play the game properly. I did actually, do you know what I wanted to play recently? I wanted to play Suika, and then I was like, no, because I'm bad at Suika. I don't want everyone to know how bad I am at Suika. But Suika is basically an excuse to just chat, though, right? While the puzzles in the background, it's like jingling the keys, right? I always joke about it, right? But no, it's like you put a puzzle game on so you can talk and jingle the keys at the same time. Yeah, people don't know jingling the keys, you know, the euphemism of jingle jangle the keys so people will pay attention. Like those fucking TikTok videos where they play Subway Surfers and then like 3 videos at the same time so people will pay attention. Oh god, I hate this. What has happened to the internet? What happened to our attention span? Where did it go? Why did it leave? When is it coming back with the milk? Hopefully soon. Somebody needs some of attention span around here. Oh god, overstimulation is so true though. Get the Subway Surfer in the car, just like drag it out like I've noticed you've been bored with me. Don't worry, I have the solution. Jingles the keys. Brings on a Subway Surfer video in the background. Transparency. Lays it over my face. Now you will pay attention to everything I have to say. It works too well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it... Look, I have ADHD. I love things that are overstimulating and, like, have lots of stuff going on at the same time. But, like, listen, I fucking hate that shit. Oh, God. Wait, you all had attention span to lose? I know, I'm so jealous. So jealous that you had attention span to lose. It's still at the shop buying cigarettes. Oh, when the scary video on TikTok is the smallest compared to the others on the screen. Oh, I don't watch TikTok. Oh, do you wanna... Can I tell you my story about my TikTok? Gotta put a slime video in one corner, Minecraft parkour in the other. Yes, so true though. And you're like, meanwhile, you play your music in the center and you're like, hi, I'm Norma. Now you gotta listen to me. And there's like a Minecraft video, a slime video. I'm like overlaid by Subway Surfer and I'm shaking some keys in the corner. Like, listen, I got an album out. You need to watch the whole thing. I know it's 35 minutes. I know you can't sit through all 35, but don't worry, I'm gonna make it worth your while by jingling the keys harder to the beat of the song. Oh, okay, so here's my embarrassing TikTok stories. I don't know how to use TikTok. So I used to put a lot of effort in my shorts content on YouTube. And on YouTube, I would like post a short, right? You know, like YouTube shorts. So post like a short video about me talking about a video game. So I'd be like, I post the video and it would get views. And I'm like, oh, cool, it got views. Post the same short on TikTok. 0 views. Not even 1. No. 0. For weeks. And so occasionally I would check and I would open my TikTok and it was the most depressing fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Looking at my TikTok, scrolling through going 0. At one point I was like, am I banned on TikTok? Like, what's going on here? So I would keep posting, you know, because I don't know, I must love pain. Maybe I'm some sort of like masochist. Is that what it is? Sadist? I don't know. One of those two. But I kept posting and 0. And I was like, so I checked my YouTube shorts. Nope, they've got views. They've got more than 1 view. Okay, that's cool. Check TikTok, 0 views. So kind of embarrassing when the other day I was doing a collab stream with somebody, and before the collab stream they said, oh, go in this Discord room and you can all chat before the stream starts. So we're all in this big like group chat, me and a bunch of other VTubers. And yeah, it was kind of awkward when they were all talking about like, yeah, I got like 1 million on my first TikTok, got 1 million views. I got thousands of views on my TikToks, and so I'm sitting there. Yeah. Next minute I'm like, so I have 0 views on TikTok. I have the VTuber buff. I have the VTuber debuff on TikTok. So TikTok hates me. Like, with a passion, TikTok hates me. TikTok does not want anyone to know I exist. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. The worst part is I've grown a TikTok before, but I came back and I was like, yes, hello, I'm back with content. I brought you actual content this time. No, TikTok don't want to know about that shit. TikTok's like, get out. The good news is, though, on TikTok, my songs are now all on TikTok. So you can now use my songs to make your TikToks. I encourage that. You should do that. As a small independent artist, please use my songs for your TikToks. It will just boost my ego so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, but yeah, no. I clearly didn't jingle the keys hard enough. So next time, I think I'm going to need a Subway Surfer, a jingling of the keys. I just noticed chat phones are buckled in. I love that. Well, I don't want you sliding all over the place. I've had terrible times with phones sliding all over the place in the car. So yes, no, I had to buckle you in. I was gonna say fuckle the buckle in, but yeah. This is like when I play Crazy Taxi and I yell, fuckle in, everyone! It's time to go! Oh, the TikTok algorithm kind of sucks. It's true. You give us too much power. I don't know if I did give you too much power, but if I did, make me regret it. Oh, please do. I'd love that. But yeah, so, oh man, TikTok is just hard. TikTok is so, I feel like the reason I'm bad on TikTok and why TikTok gives me no love whatsoever, TikTok gives me zero dopamine. You know, if every view is a little bit of dopamine to the brain cavity, TikTok's giving me nothing. TikTok's starving my brain. I'm actively getting dumber because of it. Oh God, but no, so TikTok, because it's sucking all of my joy away, I kind of just gave up on TikTok, but also I do feel like I'm not good at TikTok because I'm old. I am 30, and I just don't understand the tickety talk, because it just, you get pulled over the cop is like, ma'am, why do you have 2 phones buckled in like they're children? Because I'm worried they'll slide all over the place and I need them to stay put. I am parked right now. Don't worry, we're not going anywhere fast, but I just wanted to make sure you're all tucked in. But yeah. Oh God, I think my age is showing in the fact that I just cannot tickety talk for like the life of me, you know? Oh my God. I love you, new album. Give me a little tear and she was, oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I need to come up with, you know, I've been thinking about marketing recently because, you know, as an independent musical artist, it's important to market your work so the eyeballs will see it and I can get that sweet, sweet dopamine. And the only reason I'm going to get that is if people watch it. And the only way to get people to watch it is by coming up with some sort of bizarre marketing scheme, which unfortunately I have to do myself. So, put hag maxing in one of the videos and it will turn on. Is that true? If I tell people I'm hag maxing, will people finally take me seriously? Or will they not take me seriously, but they'll at least look at me? Is it a risk I'm willing to take? Maybe. Maybe. But anyway, we were coming up with, the other day I was like, man, we need to come up with some like viral marketing schemes. I've come up with nothing so far. So, oh dear. Marketing is really difficult. Like people say social media marketing is easy. I don't agree with you. I think it's quite hard. The best we could come up with is a eulogy for my wife's plants set to gone, which I probably will make at some point. And then I expect you to laugh because maybe it's funny. I don't know. Gets a foot in the door, I reckon. Yeah. I'm still working on the tickety talk. But I don't think I'm doing very well. But, I mean, this is also why I live stream, because, you know, at least with live streams, I can get the clips and turn them into potential tickety talks. Maybe eventually I'll get someone to edit them and make them funny. We'll see. Anything you use for marketing nowadays, the most random things get... That's true. Like, I find memes do very well. I put my song on Twitter, everyone's like, whatever, that's fine. Put a meme on Twitter. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah. It's only easy if you have massive funding. I don't know. I think there must be a way of doing it without having like a lot of funding behind you. I haven't figured it out yet though. There's nothing fun about social media. You will have no fun. No fun in social media these days. Apparently it's supposed to be fun. Is it supposed to be fun? I was told it's supposed to be fun. I personally am finding it not as fun these days, but I was told it's supposed to be. Twitter is the worst. I just still don't understand how to use Twitter. Sometimes I'll post a picture of my boobs on Twitter. It will go viral. I'll do this. And everyone's like, whoa! Viral. I make a tweet about my song. I'm like, yeah, I made this song. It took me ages. Everyone's like, bring the boobs back. You know? Just don't go on TikTok. I actually don't use TikTok. That's probably my first mistake, is I don't use TikTok and then expect my TikToks to do something, you know? I've heard a rumor that if you watch TikToks, you'll be better at TikTok. But I refuse to watch TikTok. I have ADHD. I'll be there for hours. You know, I'll be like stuck in the pit. They'll find me 5 days later, like glued to a phone, like, oh fuck, crying, rocking back and forth in a corner, like, oh God, I hate it. I hate it so much. It's just me, upset. People are simple. No, they're not. They're so complicated. Why do they have to make things so complicated? I don't understand. Oh God, that's just it. Another one has fallen. I guess TikTok is too volatile. I don't know. I make a tweet about songs, but include... I've tried that before. It always backfires whenever you want to do something serious and you're like, look at these, but listen to this. Listen to this. Sounds of the titties jiggling. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. Oh, dear. Mm-hmm. Either way, I guess it is what it is. But no, Twitter hasn't been right for a long time though. Half the time, my wife's like, "Look, don't listen to Twitter. Twitter is not good." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's true. Twitter is not good. It's not a good thing anymore. It used to be fine. I used to understand how Twitter went. Now I have no fucking clue. I think it was like, it's weird because like when you're a content creator, your job is to know how these social medias work. And one day I just woke up and I went, oh no, I don't think I know anything anymore. And I think that day was the day I realized I'm old and I have to just get over it. You know? Why does everything have to be so complicated? I see that activated with somebody else. Gets me frustrated. Life's like this, you. Yeah. Oh man. Do you know what I really want to do? I really want to do a karaoke stream at some point. Originally, I wanted to release the album with a concert. I was originally going to do a full-on concert, but unfortunately, my voice has not been very good lately. And I've been so stressed out that my singing is not great right now. So I'm just trying to take it easy. But eventually, I would love to do a concert. I think that would be really fun. Or like a karaoke of my own album. I think that would be hilarious. Plus, also, I wouldn't get copyright struck on the YouTubes, which would make my day, considering every time I do a fucking karaoke stream, it gets copyright struck to shit, and they threaten to remove my channel. So I think that could be quite nice. Could be quite fun. I don't know. So if that's something you're interested in, I'd be definitely interested to do that. But I need to build up my voice again, I think. Yes, please. I want to do a full body streams too. I've seen like Hololive do a lot of concerts. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I've seen Hololive do a lot of concerts or VShojo where they do like full body tracking concerts where they dance and sing at the same time. Now I can't dance, so you watching me try and dance would be hardcore weird. But I would try. No. They do like with a 3D avatar. They do like full body tracking. And then they dance and sing and go on stage and stuff like that. I would love to do that, but I can't dance for shit. Originally, my also, I saw your comment with playlist. Yes, we'll go back to playlists after this. My original dream, right, was to perform at Eurovision. But considering how Eurovision went this year, it's not my dream anymore. I don't think there's going to be Eurovision for much longer, in fact. So my dream of being the first ever VTuber to be on the stage at Eurovision is probably looking very unlikely. I thought I had time. I don't think I have time anymore. So, but I would love to do something like that. I think that would be really, really fun. I was trying to come up with like TikTok dances to my songs, and then I remembered I can't dance and it just looked like me flailing around, which is true, is what it was. So it's just bad. But yeah, no, I'd love to do some 3D stuff, but I don't know. Okay, so I'm having a look at some of my playlist titles. I can't see all of them, but oh, okay, hold on. I'm having a look at my playlists real quick. Just Norma Vision. Oh, okay. So there's not a lot on here, but the latest one that I found is somebody has a playlist called Girly Pop that has my album on, my songs on, which I love. I love that I'm on a Girly Pop playlist. But no, I can't see all of them. But I think once I get the analytics through for the album, I'm gonna have a look at what playlists it's on. And then see. And hopefully I see some fun stuff. but we'll see. Sometimes it gets really weird and sometimes it doesn't. But I'm gonna have a look later, I think, at some of these, because for people who don't know, I can see the playlist that you put my songs on. And I can see the titles, and sometimes they tell me what they are, and it's very funny. I see some stuff like three idiots in a trench coat or something. Wait, what? Yes! Yeah, so if you put your music, if you put someone's music on your playlist, your favorite artist can see what the playlist is called. Renaming some now. No, don't. I love it. I actually love it. I love the weird shit. Like ones that are like, there was this one time that somebody put my song on a playlist that was something like, songs to do witchcraft to. Which I was like, you go, girl. Sorry, I shouldn't assume the gender of the witch. You go, witch person. You do your witchy shit. You do it. I support you. I support you. Can't dance and can't TikTok. Maybe the two negatives would cancel each other out. Maybe. Who knows? But anyway, ghosties, I've had such a fun time. Wait, artists can see that? Yes! Yes, we can. We can see that. Are you proud of yourself now? It's okay. You should be. You should be. I have a class trader playlist with bougie songs celebrating luxury. That's amazing. My naming sense is warped. That's okay. It's okay. Oh, the unhinged playlist names my beloved. Me too. I fucking love it, actually. I love the really unhinged shit. It's great. It's so... Never stop being yourselves, ghosties. I love it. Please continue to be that way. I fucking live for it. It's great. But yeah. Anyway, I am gonna go soon. Can't wait to learn the story I crafted with my playlist for you. Oh god, I'm so scared. Make sure to read the description of the play. Oh fuck. Now I'm terrified. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. But I want to say thank you, ghosties, for all being here today. I really thoroughly appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for streaming my album, and make sure you go watch the video on YouTube. I know it's 35 minutes, but put it on in the background or something. It's really nice. I hope you enjoy it. It was definitely a labor of love, but I'm so happy that we did that. And until next time, don't forget to stay spoopy. I will see you later. Goodbye.